What's going on, guys? Niko back here with another draft video, and in today's video, we're going to go over all 32 picks in the draft. I'm going to go over how I think of them, and you can, also, I'm going to give my thoughts on the Ravens picks. I'm a Ravens fan, so you will hear my thoughts on how we did in the draft. I actually really like what we did. I'll go over that later in the video. If you guys haven't enjoyed the videos, make sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, turn the bell on, and follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description. I kept you guys updated on the draft last night. All the new draft cards in Madden. This is mainly a Madden channel if you're new here, but I did keep you guys updated on all the cards that dropped last night in the game on Twitter, so go over there and check me out. But let's get into the draft. So, 1 through 32, we had a ton of trades. This was a very exciting first round of a draft. This is one of the most exciting drafts I've ever watched since I started following the NFL. So, I'm very excited to go over this. So, Jacksonville Jaguars got Trayvon Walker. I don't like this pick. I'm sorry. I don't even think he should have went in the top 10. I don't want to say top 10, top 5. I don't think he should have went in the top 5. Trayvon Walker, he wasn't a starter. I didn't see results from him. I didn't see how, what he could do. He wasn't really on the field that much. I definitely think Aiden Hutchinson should have went before him. Kayvon Thibodeau, I think, should have went before him. Sauce Gardner definitely should have went before him. And he went first to the Jaguars. He got a lot of press. He had a good combine, so that's why I'm pretty sure this is why he scooted up to number 1 overall, or a lot of people had him going 1. And the Jaguars, listen, they took him number 1. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad player. I just don't think he'll be as good as Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, or Sauce Gardner, who all could have went here. I don't think Gardner would have went 1, but Thibodeau and Hutchinson, I think Hutchinson was easily the best player to take 1 in this draft. But Trayvon Walker here is not bad. I just really, personally, I don't like the pick. Fox Sports gave him a grade A. I would have personally given him like a B, to like a B minus. We'll have to see how he does, but I just don't. I wish I saw more of him. I wish I saw more, results from him in college, more experience as well. He didn't really play too much, so we're gonna have to see how that translates to the NFL with Jacksonville this year. Next pick, Aiden Hutchinson goes to Detroit. This is an A+ pick. I mean, Detroit got a steal. They probably would have settled for Sauce Gardner if Hutchinson didn't fall. That's my best guess, is what they would have done. But Hutchinson fell 2-2. Of course, it's not really falling. They probably expected him to get there to 2 with all the hype Trayvon Walker was getting. But Aiden Hutchinson here, I think this is an A+ pick. I think he's going to be a stud. We saw results from him. I think he had 14 sacks last year for Michigan. So Hutchinson, I think, is definitely a very, very, very good pick. And the Lions got, one of the best edge rushers from the next decade, I believe. And yeah, they gave him a grade A, which I'm guessing is the highest, so I like that. Houston goes Derek Stingley. This was the first surprise of the draft. Now, if he plays like he did in his freshman year, this is obviously a very, very, very good pick. He's obviously going to be extremely productive. He is extremely talented. He had some down, he had down years the last 2 years, plus he had some injury issues. So that's kind of why people thought he would fall to, maybe like 11, 12, 13, around that range, maybe 14 to the Ravens, but he didn't. He went 3, and again, this is what was the first, surprise of the draft. He went before Sauce Gardner, who, in my opinion, is the best corner in this draft. He's arguably the best player in the draft, Sauce Gardner, just from a talent perspective. But Stingley going here is not bad for the Texans, as long as he stays healthy and he plays, the way we know he can play. He got a B+. That's probably what I would give it, maybe just a B, until we see what happens. The Jets get Ahmad Gardner. This was easily, this was probably the easiest pick of the draft. For the Jets had the best draft so far, the best first round. This is the best first round I've seen in a while. They got 3 top 10 talents, one of them being at pick 26, because Jermaine Johnson fell so far. I don't know why. Maybe there's something I don't know about, but he did fall. I'm pretty sure I had him in like my top 15. A lot of people had him going 9 to Seattle, but he fell to 26, and the Jets, traded back into the first round with Tennessee and got him. We'll get into that a little bit later. But Sauce Gardner here, in my opinion, the best corner in the draft. He can arguably be the best player in the draft. I think he's going to be like a Jalen Ramsey, a Darrelle Revis. Maybe the Jets got a new island, Sauce Island. Maybe we'll have to see how that works out. But Ahmad Gardner here they gave him an A-. I think this is an A+, A++ in my opinion. I love the pick for the Jets. It's definitely a need. They had a bunch of decent corners. This is just going to be a lockdown guy. He can close down one side of the field, and I think this is going to be an amazing pick here for the Jets, especially with Robert Saleh as their head coach, more of a defensive leaning coach. I think he's going to utilize Gardner really well here. That's an A+ pick. Thibodeau going to the Giants. He fell to the Giants. The Giants picked him. I mean, the Giants had a really good draft as well. They got the 2 guys that they probably wanted. Maybe they wanted Ekwonu, but he went the pick before. But they got the 2nd best tackle in the draft here, so at 7. But Thibodeau going here, I really like it. He's an absolute stud. He's gonna be over the he's gonna be with Hutchinson as one of the best pass rushers in the NFL at a very young age. So Thibodeau here is gonna be a very good player. I'd probably give this just an A. It is just an A. I don't think they have A+, so I would give it an A instead of an A+. Like I would do that. Thibodeau is going to be a extremely good player. He arguably probably should have been 1 in the draft, but he's had some questions about his loyalty to football and stuff like that. So I don't think that there's anything pointing to that he's not in love with the game of football, that he doesn't want to play it all the time every day. So I think Thibodeau is a very good pick right here. A is a perfect grade. The Panthers get Ikem Ekwonu. Sorry, I have trouble pronouncing his first name. Out of North Carolina State. He is by far the best tackle. I bet Carolina would have traded out of this pick if Ekwonu went to Houston, like I predicted. I thought he would go number 3 Houston, as you guys saw in the mock draft, but he ended up going to Carolina, which was perfect for the Panthers. He probably was who they had their eye on the most. I don't really think anyone else, because they don't need a corner, they didn't need an edge rusher. Quarterback was on the table. Malik Willis he's gonna fall into the 2nd round now, so I don't really know if they would have taken him at 6. Who else is there? Wide receiver. They could have taken a receiver, but they do have Robbie Anderson. They just paid DJ Moore. Running back, obviously they have McCaffrey, and this is way too high for running back, as we've learned in the past with Saquon. So taking Ekwonu here was really the only option, and if they didn't get him, they probably would have traded out. I love this pick. I would probably give this like an A- to an A. I mean, it's probably it probably is an A. Let's see, it's an A-, so that's about right for Ekwonu here. I do think he's gonna be a stud. He'll be locking down probably the right side, I believe. I think they are. Maybe he's gonna be the left side. I'm not sure where they're gonna play him. They have Cameron Irving. They have Taylor Moton as well on the line of tackle. Maybe they'll move him to guard or something. We'll have to see how they utilize him right there. But Ekwonu, great pick for Carolina. The Giants get Evan Neal. Saw this coming. The Giants were going to take a tackle and a pass rusher. Just you really didn't know which ones, because you didn't know where these guys were going to get drafted. But they get Evan Neal, who is the 2nd best tackle in the draft. I saw a lot of Charles Cross to the Giants. I personally don't think Charles Cross is better than Evan Neal. Evan Neal is going to be a lot better of a player. I would probably give this an A-. They give it an A, so maybe I'm missing out on something, but Evan Neal here to the Giants. Not much to talk about here. This was pretty predictable once Ekwonu went off the board and they picked Thibodeau at 5. This was extremely predictable, and they took Evan Neal here, who I think is going to be a stud. So now they have Andrew Thomas, and they have Evan Neal, which is going to be very fun for the Giants, building that offensive line around Daniel Jones. The Falcons take Drake London. I thought this was a little bit high for Drake London. I think Jameson Williams is going to be a better player. I think Garrett Wilson will be as well. I'm not saying Drake London is going to be a bad player. I still think he's going to be a very good player. 6'5", great frame for a receiver. He's going to be a lot like Mike Evans, in my opinion, which, again, is not bad. Mike Evans is an absolute stud. He's going to have Mariota throwing him the ball until probably next year. They're probably going to take a quarterback in next year's draft. So this year, it's going to be him and Kyle Pitts on the offense. Next year, it'll be Ridley, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. That's going to be a very fun offense to watch. Cordero Patterson and whoever the rookie quarterback is, unless they stick with Mariota or trade for someone. I'm guessing they're going to have a rookie quarterback next year. So London here, he'll probably have a good amount of work this year with being the lone receiver on that offense now. So very fun pick. Very, I'm going to call it a good pick. Again, I still like him. I just think this was a tad bit high. They gave it a B. I would agree with that. That is being a B. I would not put it as like an A- or an A. B+, B would probably be around what I would put it at. Again, I think it's a little bit high, but I am fine with it. The Seahawks take Charles Cross. This is a very good pick. Charles Cross was the 3rd best tackle. They got him at 9. They were probably hoping for like Evan Neal to fall. I didn't really see that happening. You have too many teams that need offensive linemen, that value offensive linemen a lot in this draft. They could have went with Jermaine Johnson. I don't think I had him in my mock draft, but I've seen a lot of people say the Seahawks were going to go edge here. They ended up taking Charles Cross. I don't really know what the Seahawks are doing. I didn't know if they were going to trade out of this pick, take edge, take tackle. They're taking a tackle here. Dwayne Brown is getting really old, so they're going to have to upgrade that position anyway. But they still have a lot of holes. They still don't have a quarterback. Drew Lock is not the answer at quarterback, obviously. So we're going to have to see how that works out for them. But they do take Charles Cross, who I think is a good pick. I'm guessing Fox gave him a B+ on this pick. Okay, they gave him a B. So I personally would give him a B+, but a B is very understandable. The Jets get Garrett Wilson. I think he's the second best receiver in the draft. Jameson Williams probably is the best, as long as he stays healthy. So the Jets get Garrett Wilson here. I do love the pick. He's going to be a wide receiver 1. The Jets are absolutely stacked as well. I know people make fun of the Jets and stuff, but the Jets should win 8 to 9+ games this year in the AFC, in my opinion. I don't really see the holes on their offense. Maybe like the right side of their O-line. Maybe they need another safety or so, but they have some very, very, very good players. They have Zach Wilson at quarterback. It really depends on Zach Wilson. They have Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, and now Garrett Wilson as their receivers. They do need a tight end. They do have Ryan Griffin. They have Mekhi Becton. I don't really know what's going on with him. They might trade him. They might move him to a different position. We'll have to see. They have Vera Tucker. They have George Fant on the right side. Again, that's really where they need to upgrade. And then defensively, they have Quinn Williams on the interior. The edge, they have Carl Lawson and Jermaine Johnson now. As I'll get to that again later in the draft. They have Mosley and Quincy Williams as linebackers, and then their corners now they have Sauce Gardner, Bryce Hall. I'm not really sure who else they have there, and then they have Marcus May at safety. So maybe just one more safety, the right side of the O-line. Maybe they want some more interior linemen on the defense. But I do love this pick right here with Garrett Wilson, just stacking the offense. This was pretty predictable. I thought they would pick Drake London here, but he went at 8. So Garrett Wilson is by far a great pick here. So Jets here. This is by an A. It's a B. Okay, so in my personal opinion, I'll probably give this like an A- to an A. We'll have to see. But Garrett Wilson is a very, very, very good receiver. And then the Saints. The Saints traded up with Washington to take Chris Olave. So a bunch of Ohio State receivers going here, and Olave is going to be very good. They give it a B. I would definitely agree with a B. You could probably even do a B-. This might be a reach. Olave is very good. I saw him going to around like 18, 19, 20-ish, around that range. The Saints probably could have stayed with their pick and got him, but maybe they thought Washington might have taken him up here. But the Washington Commanders must have had their eye on the receiver they took earlier to trade back. Saints, I personally thought when they traded up, it was like, all right, so they're going to take Malik Willis. They're going quarterback here. That's who they want. They didn't. Maybe they traded up in the second round to get him since he did fall, but we'll have to see. But Chris Olave here, a B to a B- is probably what I would give him. I think the Saints could have stayed at their pick and got him. So kind of, I personally think it was kind of an unnecessary trade up, but still, I mean, they got the guy they wanted. Detroit, this is an A+. This is an absolute A+. Detroit hit 2 home runs this draft, getting Hutchinson. And then Jameson Williams here. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to be the best receiver in this class. He's fast. He's got a good build. 6'2", 180. I mean, he's going to be an absolute monster out there for the Lions. Jared Goff got a weapon. Now, they didn't take Malik Willis. People thought when they traded up maybe they were going to take Malik Willis when they saw the Saints didn't. But no, Jameson Williams goes here, which was a pretty good pick since seeing what the Ravens did. The Ravens might have snagged him at 14 if he was still there. So, Jameson Williams here. I would give this an A+. They give it a B-. I know he tore his ACL, but I mean, I've seen videos of his rehab. It looks like he's doing a pretty good job rehabbing. So I don't really understand why this is a B-. That's a little bit weird. I would definitely give this an A+. He's gonna be a monster. Very good pick. The Philadelphia Eagles get Jordan Davis, 1 pick before the Ravens. I thought Jordan Davis would go to the Ravens. The Eagles take him. I totally understand it. He is an absolute stud. He has some issues with his stamina, late in games. They'll definitely have to figure it out though. But he is an absolute monster. He is super fast for a guy that weighs 341. So Jordan Davis here to the Eagles. They definitely needed it. I predicted they would take. We're gonna take Devontae Wyatt. They didn't. So they get Jordan Davis, who's going to be better than Devontae Wyatt for the interior offensive line. After Fletcher Cox is gone after this year, Jordan Davis should be a very good player for the Eagles in the interior D line. I'd probably give this an A-. They give it a B+. Okay, so a little bit under what I would have given him. I do like Jordan Davis, but a B+ is probably, around that range. The Baltimore Ravens get Kyle Hamilton. He fell to them. He's by far the best safety in the draft, in my opinion. He's 6'4", 217 at safety. Now, I don't really know how they're going to play him. I think they might play him in an outside linebacker role, or kind of like a linebacker, because he's 6'4". I mean, he's huge for a safety. And they just signed Marcus Williams, so we'll definitely have to see. The reason he fell is because he had a really slow combine, 40 times, so that's why he fell. I love this pick. I think this is an A. I wouldn't give it an A+ because I don't really know how the Ravens are going to utilize him yet. We'll have to see. But the Ravens just took him. He was the best player on the board at 14. They were probably looking at Jordan Davis, but they, best player available. They took Kyle Hamilton. After last year with all the injuries, you can't have enough defensive backs. So I do like this pick right here. It was a B+. I would personally give it an A. I definitely like this pick. Kyle Hamilton by far was the best safety in this draft, so I do like the pick. Houston, all right, so Houston got the pick from Philly, it looks like, and they took Kenyon Green. So Kenyon Green, I don't know about this pick. They give it a B. I would probably give it like a B- to a C+. There was just a better guard. Zion Johnson was the better guard in the draft. This might be a little bit of a reach here by Houston, but I don't blame them. They do want to, booster the offensive line, see what Davis Mills is, and we're going to have to see how Kenyon Green plays. But I do think Zion Johnson was the better guard in this draft, which I don't really understand why. Maybe they have their, maybe they have some, inside stuff on Kenyon Green. But I think a B is fine. It could have even been a B- to a C+. There was just a better player on the board at the position. That's why I would give it that grade. Washington gets Jahan Dotson from Penn State, actually from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Very good player. A B is fine. This feels kind of like a reach here at 16. They probably could have got him later. They were just taking the best receiver available. Because all of them went really fast. Olave went 11, Jameson Williams went 12, Drake London went 8, Garrett Wilson went 10. So there was, a very, short, time to get a receiver there, and Jahan Dotson falls here to 16. I think they probably could have got him, in like the mid-20s, but they decided to take him here. He's not gonna be a bad player. He's a little bit short, but he is very fast. So I do like the pick. They're just stacking guys. They do need a 2 to Terry McLaurin, so they get him right there. With Jahan Dotson, B is fine. Probably could have been a B- as well right there. The Chargers get Zion Johnson, just an absolute pick, great pick. The grade was an A. I totally agree. He is an absolute stud. He can play guard or center. He was by far the best interior, actually not interior lineman, but guard in the draft. The Ravens got the best interior lineman. We're going to talk about him when the pick comes. But he is by far the best guard in the draft. Pairing him with Rashawn Slater, Corey Linsley, and Brian Bulaga is going to be an absolute unit of an offensive line to guard Justin Herbert. Absolute great pick. A is probably an understatement. It's probably an A+. The Chargers just nail another draft pick here. Last year with Rashawn Slater, this year with Zion Johnson. I love this pick. Titans get Treylon Burks. This is because they traded A.J. Brown mid-draft to the Philadelphia Eagles. And I do love the pick. It is a B. I think it could have been a B+ to an A-. He is a very, very, very comparable player to A.J. Brown. And I really do like it. Treylon Burks, I'm surprised he didn't go 16 to Washington, but he fits really well with the Titans offense. Going here at 18, I like the pick. I think it could have been a B+ to an A- right there. Trevor Penning to the Saints. I think this was a reach. Trevor Penning had a lot of penalties. Not that great of a pass blocker. I saw a lot of Ravens fans liking him early on, in like the combine and pre-draft stuff, and then the Ravens fans kind of fell out of love with him. He had so many penalties. I think he had like 30 penalties last year. Alongside, he's not the greatest pass blocker. He's a very good run blocker. So I think this was a little bit of a reach, taking him here at 19. I do like him as a player. I just like him a little bit later. They did need to replace Teron Armstead, which is going to be very hard to do. But a B here. Personally, I would give it a B-. I think they could have got him later. And he's just not the best, tackle in the draft. It was kind of a reach here by New Orleans. The Steelers get Kenny Pickett. This was a C- to a D+. I feel like this was like a sentimental pick here by Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett was by far the second best quarterback in the draft. He has really small hands, and he's going to be by far, going forward, probably for the next 12 years, the fourth best quarterback in his division. Watson, Lamar, and Joe Burrow are by far better than Kenny Pickett. I don't understand this pick. I would have taken the guy with the most upside, the highest ceiling, the most athletic quarterback in the draft. Malik Willis should have went here. I really do think this was just a sentimental pick here by Pittsburgh, keeping him in Pittsburgh. He's going to sit behind Trubisky for a year or two. I don't really think that's going to matter. I don't think he's going to be that good. This is like a Jared Goff to me. And it really does feel like a Jared Goff pick to me. So unfortunate. They gave it a B-. I wouldn't even. I would give it a C- to a D. I don't like this. Just thinking about it, how is Pittsburgh going to be competitive in the division when this is going to be your quarterback for the foreseeable future with Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Deshaun Watson in your division? I don't see it. The Steelers are just settling here. I really don't like it. It's very unlike the Steelers. So let's see if they can develop him. I don't think they will be able to. So I really don't like that pick right there. The Chiefs trade up with New England to get Trent McDuffie. This is an absolute great move by Kansas City. Just an absolute great move by a great organization. Getting Trent McDuffie here. Trent McDuffie is an absolute stud. He can play all over the field. He can play safety, slot, outside. He is a absolute true cornerback. He has short arms. That's really the only thing I've heard about him. His height maybe as well. But Trent McDuffie, I really liked him if the Ravens took him. They didn't, but he goes to Kansas City. Kansas City gets another stud corner here to go alongside Snead. And I really like the pick. So Kansas City going defense here with both picks. We'll get into that later. Is a very and they got two great value picks. So I love this pick here for Kansas City. McDuffie, that's an A+ for me, not an A. But they only go up to an A, so we'll keep it there. Quay Walker to the Packers. The Packers refuse to take a wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers. I don't blame them. Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, might get traded next year. If I'm Green Bay, I want to get as far away from Aaron Rodgers as possible. Just too much money. He's not a team player. There's just too much drama around him with all the news just outside of football. Like with Aaron Rodgers, it's just not fun to have him in your organization, especially the Packers organization, where they are a Class A organization, and Aaron Rodgers being there, just making all that noise is just very unlike the Packers. So they're probably just trying to get him out of there at this point. Building up the defense, I don't mind at all. Having a linebacking core of Quay Walker and Devondre Campbell here, I do like. Quay Walker, in my opinion, this is a B+. I really like the pick here. Georgia, 6'4", 242. He is a very, very, very good linebacker. Very athletic as well, so I like the pick. Buffalo Bills get Kaiir Elam. So the Ravens traded all right, so this is where I'll talk about the Ravens. The Ravens traded Hollywood Brown and the number 100th pick, I think, to the Cardinals for the 23rd pick. And then they traded the 23rd pick to the Bills. So the Ravens traded back to 25, and they got the 108th pick for the Bills to move up here to get Kaiir Elam. So the Ravens still got who they wanted but they just moved back 2 picks from Arizona. So now we're going to get into Hollywood Brown. A bunch of news came out. At first, people were mad at DeCosta for trading him, mad at the Ravens for trading him. He is Lamar's best friend. He is a very good player. I'm not saying he's not a good player. The Ravens got an absolute steal, especially with the A.J. Brown trade going through. So A.J. Brown went to the Eagles for a first-round pick, and I think like a third-round pick. And then the Ravens got rid of Hollywood Brown for a first-round pick and I want to say a third round, or maybe it's a fourth round pick. So A.J. Brown and Hollywood Brown went for the same thing, and A.J. Brown is by far the better player, the better receiver, and he's going to be an absolute stud in Philly, while the Ravens got a first-round pick and a fourth-round pick for Hollywood Brown, who is a second receiver on the Cardinals and really is a deep threat. I love Hollywood. I love how him and Lamar, were best friends. I really hope Lamar, doesn't take this too hard. But it did come out that Hollywood Brown requested the trade, and he wanted out of the Ravens. So Lamar can't be mad at DeCosta or at the Ravens for trading him. You really just can't have Hollywood around. He would have made noise, I bet, if he didn't get traded. I do like how it stayed, within the organization. There were no leaks of this coming out of the Ravens or Hollywood's camp, which I do really appreciate, because obviously you just don't want that drama around your franchise. But getting rid of Hollywood for a first-round pick and taking who he took, I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. As long as they get, or have something up their sleeve to get one more receiver in the room, because you can go into next year with Bateman, Duvernay, and Prochet, and Talon Wallace and guys like that as your receivers. But I do wish that they would, or I do hope that they get one more receiver. George Pickens in the second round does stand out to me. We'll have to see how they go there. Maybe they trade for someone. In my opinion, they should just give up all the fourth-round picks for Debo. They're not going to do that. It was just something I saw on Twitter. But getting who they got for Hollywood Brown when he wanted out, I really think the Ravens got a steal. Hollywood Brown is not worth a first-round pick at all. So I do think DeCosta did his magic there with what he had, and I really do like the trade. I love Hollywood Brown. He was very loyal to Baltimore. He loves Baltimore. But sending him to play with his former college quarterback in Kyler Murray is just good for him. It's good for us. It was good on both sides. I'm really hoping Lamar doesn't take it too personally, since Hollywood actually requested the trade. It's not like we just said, all right, get out, Hollywood. We don't want you anymore. He requested it in the offseason after the season. I get it. Greg Roman is not the best offensive coordinator to work with, and he's going to a very pass-centric offense now. So good for him. I hope he shines there. And the Ravens got by far the best offensive lineman in the draft, in my opinion. At 25, we'll get into that in a second here. But the Bills, now getting into the Bills, getting Kyrie Elam. I like the pick. At 23, I think he probably could have fell a little bit later, but I'm totally fine with you taking him, or the Bills taking him at 23. He's going to be a very good corner. They gave this a B-. I personally would give it a B to a B+. I do like Kyrie Elam a lot. So Bills getting him there, not bad. The Cowboys get Tyler Smith. This was a reach. They probably should have taken the guy that went after him. To be honest, if I was Jerry Jones, if I was the Cowboys GM, I would have taken Tyler Linderbaum instead of Tyler Smith. This is definitely a reach. It's a B. I think it's a B- to a C+. Just taking him here, it really just does feel like a reach. We'll have to see how it works out for them. They're gonna definitely have to develop him, but again, I do think it was a reach. I don't like that pick. The Ravens here. The Ravens had an absolute incredible draft. They traded back with Buffalo, so they got the 25th and the 108th pick from Buffalo for the 23rd, and they take Tyler Linderbaum here out of Iowa. He is, they just absolutely lock up center for the next 12 years as long as they keep him. This feels like a Marshall Yanda kind of pick where he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Linderbaum just is so good. He's an absolute good. He is perfect for the Ravens. He's a scheme fit. He's the best center that we've seen in a long time come out of the draft. Arguably, he's a top 5 talent in the draft. There's just some questions about his weight. So he's 302 right now, which is fine by me. I've just seen people say that he needs to stay above 300. He needs to make sure he can play effectively at 300 plus. Being really around 290 is not really the best for a center here. So if he stays above 300, then I think Linderbaum is going to be an absolute stud. This is going to be one of the best picks of the draft. We're going to look back and say this was a steal for the Ravens, which I think it was. The Ravens getting rid of Hollywood Brown, and I think it was the 100th pick for the 23rd pick, trading back and getting the 108th pick. So they moved back 8 spots in the 4th round. And then they got rid of Hollywood for Linderbaum. I absolutely love it. As long as they get the one more receiver in there from this draft, which is a very deep receiver draft, I absolutely love this pick. Grade A+, 100%. I love this pick. Linderbaum, I saw him a lot on Twitter, surrounding the Ravens. People had him going in the top 15. He falls here to 25. I love the pick. Ravens get an A+ from me, 100%. The Jets trade with the Tennessee Titans. Jermaine Johnson falls to 26. This is probably, you could argue this is the best steal of the draft, not, Linderbaum going to the Ravens. But the Jets get Jermaine Johnson here. The Jets got 3 top 10, talents, and one of them was at 26. This is an absolute steal. The Jets won this draft. I don't even think they gave up too much for this pick. and I absolutely love it. This is an A+ pick. Yep, grade A here on Fox Sports. This is an absolute steal for the Jets. I mean, this is one of the best first rounds I've seen in a long time from any team. The Jets absolutely rocked it. Joe Douglas, with him being on the hot seat, I mean, I don't really want to say he's on the hot seat. He probably is on the hot seat, though. It really seems like the Jets never want to fire that guy. But now, he totally redeemed himself with this first round. He got the best corner, probably the 4th best pass rusher. You can argue 3rd if you want to put him ahead of like Trayvon Walker. And then they got the 2nd best receiver in this draft. So by far, probably steal the draft here for the Jets. A+ for me, 100%. Awesome pick. Jaguars trade up from Tampa to get Devin Lloyd. They needed someone to fill Miles Jack's shoes after releasing him last season, and this is going to do it really well. Devin Lloyd, I thought he would. I saw a lot of people saying that he would go to the Ravens at 14. I really hoped it didn't happen because I don't really think the Ravens need a linebacker. They have Josh Bynes, who they just brought back. Patrick Queen's still there. Malik Harrison, guys like that. LJ Fort coming back. So actually, I'm pretty sure he might be a free agent, but I'm not sure. But Devin Lloyd here going to Jacksonville, I think it's a perfect fit. He's going to replace where Miles Jack left off perfectly. I love the pick here for Jacksonville. They gave it an A. I totally agree. Packers get Devontae Wyatt. This is all right. So they have it as an A. I personally have it as like an A- B+. There are some questions about off the field stuff. He's a little bit older. He's 24 years old, coming out of Georgia. So there are some questions, but that D line is amazing now for Green Bay. So they go 2 defensive. They give the big, FU to Aaron Rodgers by not giving him any offensive help, which I totally agree with. Honestly, Aaron Rodgers wants to take $50 million a year so that they really handcuff the Packers. Go ahead, draft defense, build up your defense. So when Aaron Rodgers gets out, hopefully Jordan Love is ready by then. I mean, that might just be one of the biggest busts, having Jordan Love there. If he's not ready by, what is it, year 4 or 5 now. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's year 3, actually. But if he's not ready by next year, which would be year 4 for him, then the Packers need to look somewhere else. But Aaron Rodgers taking $50 million a year and not letting the Packers get weapons around him. I mean, he had Devontae Adams. He couldn't do anything with that. So I don't really know what else he wanted. Rumors are that they tried to trade for Darren Waller, but I really think that was fake. I'm pretty sure it was just put out by the Packers camp just to have the media think that they were trying to do something. I really don't even think it was possible for them to trade for Waller. I don't know how they would pay him. I don't know what they would give up for him. I don't know. But getting back to the pick, Devontae Wyatt here. That D-line is crazy. Rashawn Gary and Preston Smith off the edge as your pass rushers are amazing. And then you have Kenny Clark, who is one of the best D tackles in the game right now, paired with Devontae Wyatt, who's going to be a stud. I love the D-line for the Packers. I love their defense all around, especially with Quay Walker going there. Devondre Campbell was all-pro last year. Jair Alexander will be healthy this year. Rasul Douglas was a stud last year when he came there. Darnell Savage and Adrian Amos are a pair of great safeties. And then you're boosting up that D-line is just amazing here. I love what the Packers are doing with the defense. And I do love this pick. I think it's an A- to a B+. I don't think it's quite an A. But again, I still love the pick. New England gets Cole Strange. This is by far probably the worst pick of the draft. Maybe they found a gem in this draft, but I'm pretty sure he was projected to go in the 3rd round. Sean McVay was laughing at it when he saw it live. He was saying he was hoping to get him at 104. New England gets him at 29, so I really do think this was a really big stretch by New England. He had a really good Senior Bowl, I guess, but again, just a really big stretch by New England, taking an offensive guard here. When there's guys like Lewis Seen out there and Daxton Hill, like those guys are so good. You could have used a safety. I mean, Devin McCourty's not going to be around there forever. I know he's been a stud, when you won your Super Bowls, but I don't like the pick. I really think Daxton Hill or Lewis Seen would have been a better pick here. So that really gets a B- C+ for me as well. I totally agree with that grade. I don't like it. Kansas City gets George Karlaftis. I love the pick. Getting him here at 30 is incredible value. He's going to be an absolute stud. They needed defensive help, and they get McDuffie and Karlaftis. The Kansas City Chiefs rock this draft. The Jets, Giants, Ravens, Chiefs, and Eagles really just rock this draft out of the park in the 1st round. Those are definitely the winners of the 1st round. Getting these 2 guys here. Maybe you throw in Jacksonville as well, but I'm still not sure about Trevor Walker. But George Karlaftis here, he's going to be a stud. Grade B+. I would give it an A. I really do think it's perfect value here for George Karlaftis. The Bengals get Daxton Hill. This should be an A+. Daxton Hill is a absolute stud. He's so versatile. He can play slot corner, he can play, outside corner, safety, free safety. He can play in the box. He is an absolute amazing safety. He's so versatile, and I love the pick here. I mean, just incredible value at 31. He could have easily went in the mid-20s. So Daxton Hill here at 31. I love it. And then Lewis Cine here at 32 to Minnesota. They do end up taking a safety. I predicted they were going to take Kyle Hamilton, but they ended up trading back and getting Lewis Cine, who I don't blame him. 6'2", great pick. I would give it probably like a B+ to an A- like Fox Sports has it here, which I do love. So that's the first round. That's my thoughts. This is definitely a longer video, but I did want to break it down for you. The Ravens, I love it. I give the Ravens an A+. Honestly, an A++. You get Kyle Hamilton, who is arguably the best safety, or not arguably, he was the best safety in this draft. And he's gonna fit right into the new defense. And then you get Tyler Linderbaum, who is the best offensive lineman in the draft, the best interior lineman in the past couple of drafts. He isn't going to be an absolute stud, locking down center, which has just been such a struggle for the Ravens. So many guys, not being able to consistently snap the ball from at center, and losing Bozeman the way you did, just absolutely rebounding. I love Hollywood Brown. I hope he shines in Arizona. I think he will shine in Arizona, being back with his college quarterback. And in a more pass-centric offense, being a 2 to DeAndre Hopkins with Adrian Green there, I think he's going to do his thing. I think, Hollywood's going to be a very good receiver. With the Ravens receivers, they have the 45th pick in the second round. George Pickens is going to be there. I do love George Pickens. I really hope they get him. I've seen people say they're going to take interior D-line, interior O-line. If they could get Pickens here and then draft those positions later, I really would love what the Ravens did in this draft, as long as they fix the receivers. Not fix the receivers, but just to add one more guy in there, just to round it out and give Lamar the really young guys. But we probably should have seen this coming with Hollywood. Lamar Jackson's workout tapes from this offseason have all been with Rashad Bateman. None of them were with Marquise Brown. Actually, Hollywood was working out with Kyler Murray this offseason, so we probably should have saw this coming. Lamar Jackson was really upset on Twitter, but ever since the news came out that Marquise Brown requested it, he wanted out, he wanted to be away from the Ravens. You can't really be mad at the Ravens for it. He himself wanted out. So that's how it is. If you guys did enjoy this video, if you guys enjoyed the draft videos, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, turn the bell on, follow me on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Ultimate Legends. See ya.